Jason Momoa is a man born from contrast, carrying the rhythm of Hawaiian waves in his spirit and the quiet resilience of Midwestern survival in his bones. He is both storm and stillness, strength and vulnerability, a warrior whose presence commands attention, and a father whose gentleness speaks just as loudly. Behind the global fame and towering screen persona lies a story that is far from effortless or glamorous. His journey is not one of privilege, but of endurance, not of certainty, but of persistent self-belief. Long before the red carpets and box office triumphs, Jason was a boy learning how to exist between worlds, between belonging and isolation. That internal conflict would later become the emotional fuel behind every role he played. His power on screen is not an act, but a reflection of a life shaped by loss, perseverance, and an unbreakable connection to identity. Roots in Hawaii and the first separation. Jason Momoa was born on August 1, 1979, in Honolulu, Hawaii, a place where land, ocean, and heritage are inseparable. His name, meaning eyes of knowledge, would one day feel prophetic. His father, Joseph Momoa, a native Hawaiian artist, taught him that creativity was not decoration, but ancestry, while his mother, Connie Lemke, a photographer of diverse European and Native American descent, showed him how to find meaning in light and shadow. Their relationship, however, did not last. While Jason was still young, his parents separated, and his life changed forever. He was taken far from the ocean that had defined his earliest memories and relocated to Iowa. The separation from his father and homeland left a wound that would quietly shape his identity for decades to come. Growing up in Iowa, isolation and resilience. Iowa could not have been more different from Hawaii. Endless fields replaced crashing waves, cold winters replaced warm trade winds, and silence replaced the rhythm of the sea. Jason grew up feeling like an outsider, visibly different and emotionally displaced. His mother worked tirelessly to provide for him, instilling values of kindness, perseverance, and humility. But even her strength could not erase the loneliness he felt. He struggled socially, endured quiet rejection, and learned early how it felt to be unseen. Birthday parties passed without guests, friendships faded, and the sense of belonging remained elusive. Yet within that isolation, something else grew. Jason learned endurance. He learned to carry pain without surrendering to it. Years later, he would say that every warrior he portrayed on screen was born from that boy in Iowa, learning how to survive invisible battles. Returning to Hawaii with nothing but hope. At 19, Jason returned to Hawaii, not as a carefree child, but as a young man searching for purpose. The ocean welcomed him home, yet reality was unforgiving. He worked in a surf shop on the North Shore, earning just enough to survive. Money was scarce, housing unstable, and uncertainty constant. Some nights, he had no place to sleep, listening to the waves from park benches, holding on to the familiarity of the sea. Hunger, exhaustion, and doubt followed him daily, but he refused to quit. He believed that something greater awaited him, even if he couldn't yet see it. That belief was tested relentlessly, but it never disappeared. His return to Hawaii did not bring instant success, only the chance to fight for it. And Jason was ready to fight. A chance encounter that changed everything. Fate intervened in an unexpected way when a fashion designer noticed Jason's presence and offered him a modeling opportunity. What seemed like a passing moment became a turning point. His natural confidence, physicality, and authenticity set him apart, earning him recognition and opening doors he never imagined possible. He was soon named Hawaii's Model of the Year, a title that symbolized more than appearance. For Jason, it was the first validation that he belonged somewhere. That momentum led him to television, where he secured a role on Baywatch Hawaii. While the show brought visibility, it also introduced him to discipline, long hours, and the demands of professional performance. He absorbed everything, knowing that each opportunity was fragile and could disappear at any moment. forged through discipline on Stargate Atlantis. In 2005, Jason landed a defining role on Stargate Atlantis, a physically demanding series that tested his endurance and resolve. The work was grueling, requiring intense stunt training, underwater scenes, and exhausting schedules that pushed him to his limits. Injuries were common, rest was rare, and expectations were high. Yet Jason thrived in the challenge. Every long day on set strengthened his work ethic and sharpened his focus. He was no longer simply chasing opportunity. He was earning it. The discipline forged during these years became the foundation of his career. Hunger transformed into motivation, rejection into resilience. By the end of the series, Jason had evolved from a struggling outsider into a performer with undeniable presence and purpose. Creating his own path in a reluctant industry. By 2010, Jason understood that waiting for permission would keep him stuck. Hollywood admired him but did not know how to place him. Rather than surrendering to limitation, he founded his own production company, Pride of Gypsies, choosing independence over complacency. This decision marked a turning point in how he approached his career. He stopped asking where he fit and started creating space for himself. That same year, destiny arrived in the form of Game of Thrones. His audition, featuring a powerful haka, left an unforgettable impression. When he was cast as Khal Drogo, Jason's life changed overnight. The role transformed him into a cultural symbol of strength and intensity, earning global recognition almost instantly. Fame, silence, and the fear of falling. Despite the explosive success of Game of Thrones, fame proved fragile. When his character exited the series, opportunities quickly faded. Between 2012 and 2014, work became scarce, finances tightened, and doubt returned. Jason later admitted that he struggled to provide for his family during this period, relying on borrowed money to survive. The industry that once celebrated him now remained silent, yet he refused to give up. His children became his anchor, reminding him why perseverance mattered. That difficult chapter reinforced a lesson he had learned long ago. Survival is not about applause, but endurance. Just when the tide seemed permanently withdrawn, it surged back stronger than ever. Aquaman and the weight of global success. Jason's casting as Aquaman redefined his career and his public image. The role demanded intense physical preparation, discipline, and personal sacrifice. He trained relentlessly, embodying a character deeply connected to the ocean that had shaped his life. When Aquaman was released in 2018, it exceeded all expectations, becoming the highest-grossing DC film in history. With success came global fame, financial stability, and cultural influence. Yet beneath the celebration, the pressure intensified. The expectations, the workload, and the physical toll weighed heavily on him. Success had elevated him, but it had also demanded more than ever before. Love, family, and a painful separation. Jason's personal life was equally complex. His relationship with Lisa Bonet, a woman he admired since childhood, felt destined. Their family became a symbol of authenticity and love in the public eye. Together, they raised their children with values rooted in creativity and freedom. However, the demands of fame, distance, and time gradually created strain. In 2022, they announced their separation with dignity and respect. For Jason, the loss was deeply personal. Despite the pain, they remained committed co-parents, proving that love can transform without disappearing. The experience reshaped his understanding of vulnerability, reminding the world that strength does not protect against heartbreak. Scars, activism, and a life of purpose. Jason carries visible and invisible scars from years of physical work and emotional endurance. Injuries, chronic pain, and fatigue have become part of his daily reality. Yet he channels his influence toward causes that matter deeply to him. An environmental activist, he advocates fiercely for ocean conservation and indigenous rights. Through initiatives like Mananalu Water, he actively works to reduce plastic waste and protect the seas he considers family. Away from cameras, He finds peace in creativity, music, and time with his children. His life today is not about excess, but intention. Jason Momoa stands as proof that resilience is not the absence of pain, but the courage to rise again, carrying every scar as evidence of survival and purpose.